might hear some noise.
That's perfectly fine. My daughter usually interrupts, but she's at school right now, so it won't be she won't be coming in today. But like on my other podcast, Revenge of the Nerds, yeah, she's a part of the show. She makes her way in there.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready?
yep, I'm ready.
This is the Fandemic, hosted by my dad, a podcast about catching up and nerding out.
With anyone whose awesomeness levels rival mine.
So level up your awesomeness and welcome to the Fandemic.
Welcome to the Fandemic. Yes, it has been a while. Had a bunch of life changes and took place some personal and professional, but I am back and wanted to get back to my roots. That's why I started the whole Fandemic in the first place. This is a podcast about looking at some part of pop culture, and then we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive and just have a good time talking to awesome people. I am the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and my guest today is. Go ahead and give me your name.
Andrea Ward. Hi, guys.
All right, now she works in the world of film. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so my name is Andrea Ward. I'm an award winning film director, actress, stunt woman, writer, creator, producer, and also comic book creator as well, in addition to new book author, amongst other things, activist for battered women and children. And I'm also the great niece of Billie Holiday, also known as Lady Day.
Yes, that is awesome. And I did not know the comic book part. And I did a comic book run earlier today.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes, we will definitely get into that. So tell me about your comic book.
Yes, so the comic book is called Reborn Redemption. I was actually inspired by a short film that I wrote, produced, and directed, which won a lot of different awards in several different countries as well. It is, it's kind of like superhero meets End of Days. So
Cool.
I wanted to tap into a lane that hasn't been tapped into
Hmm.
before, and all these characters are characters I've created from scratch. So I've actually been working on this for like the past year or so. We finally just got distribution for it, so I'm super excited to release it next year.
That is awesome. You'll have to let me know, and I will definitely pick that up. I am a huge, huge comic book nerd. Um, I'm more of a DC, but we'll get into DC versus Marvel shortly.
Oh,
So, out of writing, directing, all the creativeness that's in your brain, what do you feel is what's your favorite?
my favorite would be directing and writing, because
Awesome.
I get to write from a true and authentic place, and then
Hmm.
as well as directing, I get to direct and turn moments into more realistic moments. So sorry, that's my child.
No, no, it's okay. Yeah, I have kids from 20 to 10, so I have one turning 20 in on the 18th of this month. So, how old is your daughter?
She is 8 years old.
Oh my gosh, those are my favorite years. Like mine youngest is 10 and she just turned 10 back in June. And but now she's at that like, yeah, I may still like you, but I don't like you as much, Dad. I'm a little bit more of like, she's on the turn from dad to mom, which, I mean, she's exactly like me. I could have asked for more of a mini me than her. Her name's Leia.
Oh, that's such a
Yes.
beautiful name.
Yep, I got to pick the name. My wife got to pick the spelling. So she spelled it Laeah, and it took me like probably 8 months to figure it out. I mean, my wife had to give me the ultimatum, like, if you can't figure out how to spell it, you don't get the name. I figured it out pretty quick after that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the pressure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, you just have the one daughter?
Yeah, just one. I'm no more kids until after married.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, my oldest daughter I adopted, and then I have my firstborn daughter with my ex-wife, and she was actually born on my birthday. We are 2 minutes from being 30 years apart. Oh, she can join the show if she wants to. It's all good.
Oh, I don't know if you want to do that. She's gonna
Uh,
take over.
you know what? And that's 100% fine because usually kids are way more fun than we are anyway.
Yeah, I mean, she's interesting. I mean, she
Mhm.
did try to apply for a credit card to buy toys off, but she didn't know her social. And I was like, wait, is she trying to apply for a credit? And she really was. I was very shocked.
Well, that takes talent. I mean, but there again, these days, like, man, my kid can run like an iPad like no other. And like, Dad, have you watched Mr. Beast? I'm like, what is Mr. Beast? I don't know this stuff. You have a YouTube channel. I'm like, I know, and I don't really know what to do with it right now. I'm just trying to like just put stuff out there. But yeah, she's my little marketing person, which is weird because I do marketing for a theater here in Iowa.
Oh wow!
Marketing and events. Love it, love it. It's a ton of fun. It's hard work, but it's also a lot of fun.
I see a future entrepreneur.
Yes, that is the goal. I did I just like having a creative outlet, and like my bosses and everything are they're like, you want to do an Uno tournament? Do an Uno tournament. I'm like, yeah. You want to do live action Clue? Do live action Clue. I'm like, okay, that's gonna come pretty quick. So maybe someday we'll get I'll have them do some sponsoring of my podcast. Maybe soon, maybe I'll poke that bear.
I
Before
I think
then.
you should. It's better to do it than to not do it, and then
Mhm.
spend your time wondering what if.
Right, like I've always been one of those people. I've been told I'm overly positive, which I don't think is a bad thing, but you never make the shots that you don't take.
That is
So
true.
yeah. Before this, I was heavily into work where I was helping people get jobs and help people to write resumes and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, this is just a mile and a half down the road from my house. So it's like it's kind of nice. Like I could walk to work if I wanted to, but let's be real, don't want to.
No. Yeah, no. I'll walk if I'm in the gym, and I will
Mm.
run if I'm in the gym, or if I'm being chased by an animal or someone. I have very weird stories. That's we're gonna save that for a different time.
Nice, very very good. I'm with you there. Like I'm one of those people. Um, Yeah, I go to the gym to get on the treadmill to walk and run and do all that fun stuff. If zombies are treating me, I want to be able to outrun the person next to me. Uh, whether I like you or not, I mean, like it's survival of the fittest. I might be carrying my kid. That's why I have to do the weights there too. So, um, one thing I never got about like with Walking Dead and stuff like that. Why did they not just hook up treadmills and get the walkers on the treadmills, creating centrifugal for or I think I might have the science wrong. Centrifugal and I may not be able to speak well either. Centrifugal force, which would like do pulleys and get energy, windmills. I don't know. I think there's a good thought there. There's a
Yeah,
good thought.
that I mean, so you're talking about the before moment. I don't know why they didn't do that. It just seemed
Yeah.
like, all right, action, and it's
Right.
just like I don't really believe. It's not like it wasn't honestly believable.
Mhm.
Now, when they all come together, it's like, all right, it creates more stakes.
Mhm.
When they're in bulk or when they're in a group, they're more dangerous.
Yeah.
Opposed, and then they're slow. Now, if they were the fast zombies from like World War Z
Yes.
or Train to Busan or
Mhm.
the movie Le Horde, I don't know if you've seen that.
I
That
have
is,
not seen that one.
it's a French movie. It is absolutely insane.
Very good.
Watch it.
I definitely will. I like I'm not a huge horror fan, but I like zombie movies. As a matter of fact, me and my buddy, we have the pitch. I'm actually, I want to turn it into a podcast, like a semi-scripted podcast where like something wipes out the human race, but like you turn into different monsters depending on your blood type, and then like one blood type is immune, so you guys are like you're the surviving human race, but then all these other blood types like turn into like zombies or like vampires and all these other things. And we're gonna do it, we were gonna do it as a comic book, and then we just real life got in the way too much.
I think you should. That's an amazing idea. It caught my attention. I think you should stick to it,
Mhm.
because honestly, like, there's more history about the different blood types. Especially look into the origin of O negative and O positive.
Ooh, yes.
There's a lot of juicy information in the history,
Really?
and it goes way back to like biblical. So
Really?
look into it. Yeah.
Awesome. I will keep going on that. All right. So, what are the things that you're big fans of? So what are you a fandemic of?
Um. Let's see. I definitely love Marvel.
Okay.
DC, it's cool to a certain degree. It's certain films for me. It just
Hmm.
depends on how it's filmed, and then as well as like the storyline. But I'm a big Marvel fan. Like Marvel all day. And then not just because like I'm a Marvel fan too, but a lot of my friends are in the Marvel films. Like all my friends are in the Black Panther movie coming out
Awesome.
next month. And my one friend, she's in all the Jordan Peele movies. She's like the number one stunt woman in Hollywood.
That's awesome. That when I got out of high school, that's what I want to do. I went in the military. I'm like, oh, maybe a stunt person. Then I screwed up my back and all sorts of fun stuff. But I used to be huge into martial arts. I mean, I used to be able to kick high and all that. And then the switch got turned off on my metabolism at some point and it never got turned back on. But um, with Marvel and DC, and we can talk about it a little bit more. Uh, I Marvel movies are 10 times what all the DC movies are. For some reason, DC can't crack the movie thing, at least since Christian Bale and that they left that whole thing. Uh, but man, I love the characters more in DC than in Marvel. Like Batman, Aquaman. Okay, I take back Aquaman. I can't stand Aquaman until Jason Momoa took him over. I did a whole podcast called Nerd Church Radio that went for like 52. I think we did like 68 episodes or something like that. And I bashed him as much as I could. I felt there's something like I feel bad, but I'm no, I hate it.
Aw.
But the characters in DC are better. That's why I wish they would just merge. I just wish that Marvel and DC would become one. I have a pitch for that too. We can always get into if you're ever interested on how you would merge the two. The key point is Deadpool. Deadpool is the key to merging Marvel and DC and making everything awesome again.
I like Deadpool's character. His character has a multitude of different layers, and you never know what to expect from it. And he's
Mhm.
also comical too, in like a really dark sense of humor way. So he
Mhm.
keeps things very interesting. He's super honest. You know, he's probably one of my favorite characters. And you're right, as far as like the DC characters, they're established and portrayed a bit better, but it's just like the storyline for me when it comes to DC. Like some of the things just did not make sense compared to
Yeah.
Marvel. Marvel is beautifully written out. The storyline, the deaths,
Mhm.
the the um, the risks.
Yeah.
Each
They're going in
obstacle.
a direction.
Right. It's just DC. I feel like they're stuck at a standstill for some.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like I wish what DC would have done is done period piece movies. Like I wish DC would have been like, oh, we're gonna tell Superman, but we're gonna tell him from the origin. We're gonna tell a 1930s period piece Superman movie. We're gonna tell a 1939 Batman movie, and do it well, like I don't know, just something different than what Marvel was trying to do. And I get what they were going for, but nobody thought the key thing that was going to bring Batman and Superman together was Martha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Although, did you ever hear the crazy theory that Superman, Kal-El, and Bruce Wayne are actually half brothers. Here's how it goes is that Martha Wayne was not killed by the gunshot, but actually put into witness protection and then sent to Smallville, Kansas, where she ended up marrying Jonathan Kent. And then the rocket ship landed, and she ended up raising Kal-El as Clark Kent.
See, that makes more sense because I mean the amount of animosity between those two. I
Yeah.
didn't really understand it. I mean, even from a writing standpoint, I was just like, there has to be more to the story.
Right. And if I ever got a chance to pitch a Batgirl reboot, Batgirl and Supergirl reboot to DC, it would be it would be that Supergirl comes to Earth, Superman shows up, doesn't know what to do with him. Batman says, "I know exactly where to take her," and he takes her to James Gordon, and then James Gordon raises her with Barbara Gordon, and then you have Barbara, Supergirl, and Batgirl growing up as sisters. How is this difficult? This would be the coolest freaking thing ever.
I think it's a good idea. I would hold on to it
Yeah.
and make sure you copyright that or have it written down and protected immediately. Because, like, when I hear people come up with good ideas or spin offs and it's out there,
Mhm.
someone else will quickly
Take it.
develop that film and then you get no credit and you don't get paid for it.
Yeah, yeah. I will definitely. I don't even know how to go about the copyright stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
make sure
It's a
you have
Google search.
your log line, synopsis,
Mhm.
and then at least like a script, or if it's a TV series, make sure you have a pilot and a story Bible. Um, I say the pilot would have to be roughly about 50 pages,
Mm.
55. You don't want to do a full 60 because then it might be commercials in between and stuff. So it's like per page.
Nice, nice. Thank you, thank you. So, Andrea, I get off topic pretty easy if you can't tell. I'm a pretty huge nerd.
You're,
What do you what do you find that's inspired you the most in your life?
let's see. Oh, my daughter, that's number one. You know, her name's Miracle, so she's definitely my little miracle.
That's
Um,
awesome.
what also inspires me too is the amount of young girls, like women and children, that do look up to me because I
Mhm.
do mentor to battered women and children because I come from that background as well as an activist and as a survivor too. So they pretty much like encourage and like push me because I inspire them. And in meantime, they're also inspiring me because they're believing in me and following this journey and stuff. So that's what keeps me going and pushing. And that's why, I got into mixed martial arts. I'm getting into comic books and stuff because we need more characters that are women that come from realistic backgrounds and situations. Like for instance, with DV victims, we don't have a hero to come in and save us. A
Mhm.
lot of times we have to step up and be the hero that we prayed for and we always wanted, but the hero never came. So at least we can be that towards someone else. So that's what inspires me and encourages me to get into everything: swinging swords, knives, film combat training, everything in the sun, just to show them that, hey, you can have it all, you can do it all, despite where you come from and what
Yeah,
you do.
I used to teach sexual harassment and rape prevention many, many years ago. Um, and then I used to teach martial arts, adult and junior martial arts up until just a couple months ago. But I ended up losing my job, and just things didn't work, and gas prices and all that. But I've pretty much been active in Taekwondo for 20 some years. I'm a second degree black belt,
Oh,
so
wow.
it's one of those things like I love martial arts. I kept on wanting to like all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do Krav Maga. I'm gonna do Krav Maga, and then like I would. It felt like I always sadly had an excuse. Like, oh my, well, I just taught a class. Yeah, I just taught a martial arts class. I just taught Taekwondo. Like, man, I do not feel like getting thrown around my joints. So I just need to get off my butt and just do it.
Yeah, I say go for it. I studied Krav Maga.
Hmm.
That is intense. I
Hmm.
fractured my knee. I want to say like my third week, and then I came back after I healed and continued. Then Muay Thai, fractured my knee there. So,
Ouch. Well, yeah, Muay Thai. Wow. Whew. That is some. That is high level badassery.
The training, and then I had a teacher from Thailand, and
Hmm.
he was intense. Like he didn't look like he was intense. He was like a really sweet person.
Yeah.
But when it came to class, different story. Like I would watch people get like flying across the room. I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, you're next. I'm like, I
Eh,
think you know what? I think I got a headache. I don't feel good. Anything to try to get out because his classes were super intense. But I picked that up, just to learn
mm,
a form of martial arts because I am from Baltimore. Baltimore is like a really rough city to live in, especially
hmm.
if you're it's really rough. So you have to learn some form of martial art.
Yeah, I used to live in by Spokane when I was in the Air Force, and I definitely know like the little guy that doesn't look like he could do anything. I had a TI. Um, his name was Tech Sergeant Smith. Never knew his first name. Never cared. I was just an airman. I was just trying to be invisible. But this guy was the scariest man in the world. Also, I mean, I will remember him till the day I die, and I will respect that man till the day I die. And that dude was just one of those guys that like you're scared out of your mind, but there was an ease about this guy where he just when he was in your presence you're like, okay, uh I'm safe, I'm good, this guy's not gonna let anything. And how he could do that for 60 18 to 30-year-old men. And granted, this is boot camp, but for some reason, and throughout all the yelling, he dude never raised his voice, never raised his voice. And how you could do that is still inspiring to me to this day.
Wow. He
Yeah.
sounds tough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It was so crazy. Like, but never once, because you always see the videos of the TIs and drill sergeants yelling at you, and there was a lot of that, but not from him, not from him. And I graduated from boot camp on New Year's Day of 1999, and so like it was different. I mean, it was a different time, one of those things.
Wow.
So Andrea,
hmm
what are some of your favorite movies, TV shows, and podcasts?
Favorite movies and TV shows. I would say my favorite TV show is Squid Games. Home, I think it's called Home Sweet Home or Sweet Home, which
Hmm.
is really good. Um, Dollhouse, Nikita.
Oh, I love Nikita.
Oh yeah, Dollhouse is really good too.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's I forget
Was
her
that
name.
Joss Whedon? I think, right?
Um, I don't. I know it's they have one of the actors from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She played Faith.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what is her? I can't think. Eliza. So Eliza.
Dukin.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up now. Dollhouse, because I think now that when you start talking about it, I'm pretty sure that I have seen it. Um, Dollhouse.
that's good. And you. Um, and I remember the actor like before he blew up as an actor. He was a musician that used to play at the power plant on the weekends. So
Hmm.
he was automatically an intense person, not in a bad way per se, but you can tell he was really in tune with what you were saying during the conversation.
That's awesome. Yeah, 2000. It's a little bit older, 2002. So, I will. Is it streaming anywhere? Do you know?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, we'll to check that out. Those are all. My wife just finished Gilmore Girls, so she is on the hunt for another show. And I've only seen like just different episodes of You. I've never seen like the whole thing, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing a whole rewatch of You. And then there's a new show that hits Netflix, I think today, called The Watcher, that I have been like had my eye on for a while. I'm like, oh, they're making a show about like these letters that would come to this place, and like I'm watching you. It's kind of a little bit creepy.
It's a true story.
Yes, and I remember hearing that story on a podcast, and then like doing end up going like, okay, I'm gonna go down the Google rabbit hole on this thing and spend so much time. And like, oh, for this TV show, it's coming. I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah, that yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch it because I saw something, and then there was a film called Incantation.
That
For
sounds super familiar.
for the life of me, I will not watch it because after watching the Jeffrey Dahmer story,
Mm.
I don't know if there was some like paranormal activity stuff, but my furniture literally started flipping over by itself. Like the couch, the stools in the kitchen, then the trash just flew across the room. I'm like sitting there wide awake looking, and my dog's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I think I need to turn this off and pray and burn some sage or
Sage. Yep. I was
yeah.
just gonna say, yeah. Did you sage? Um, I'm a Reiki master, so I've done the Reiki training, and I haven't meditated in a while. Just because when I meditate, I meditate deeper, and then I always have weird dreams for a while. So yeah, my Reiki master, it's cool, but not super practicing right now.
Oh wow. I think I only know one
Hmm.
in my circle. Yeah, just one for
Yeah.
the experience. Sorry.
No,
she's
don't be
trying to
sorry.
she's trying to make tea, and I'm like, when did you learn how to make tea?
When she got a credit card.
Yeah, trying to, yeah, she couldn't spend my money. She's like, well, I gotta get my money.
I know. It's like they know where the wallet is, and all they have to do is give you that look, and you're like, oh no,
Or
yes.
she'll be like, my mommy, I love you. And I will instantly just crack. I'm like,
Right?
I love you too. What you want? Money. Money.
Money.
Shopping. Toys. What?
And you're just gonna buy the toy, put it in a pile, and then get on an iPad and watch somebody else play with the toy.
Exactly.
Crazy.
iPad is life to kids. They just love the iPad in slime.
Oh,
I don't like slime. She
I
got it on
can't
the
stand.
ceiling, and
Hmm.
I remember walking out my room and it oozed down into my hair. I was
Oh,
like, what?
I feel like I'm on Nickelodeon.
Yes, I feel like she pranked me, or she'll
Mm.
dress up like
Hmm.
little Chucky and
Hmm.
hide in the closet and jump out on me.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of something to do for Halloween Kill or Halloween Ends tomorrow. After for the late show, I wanted to get a life-size Michael Myers cardboard cutout, and then after everybody went in, I wanted to put that out there, and then I wanted to get like reaction videos for people coming out of the theater. But they're like, yeah, remember, this is a family. I'm like, but it's gonna be like 10 o'clock at night. It's gonna be okay. And they're like, no. So I'm like, okay, so do I just stand out there with a creepy big old grin on my face with like handing out mints or candy? Is what I'm kind of thinking about. I don't know. We'll
I think
see.
you should, or just stand really still like you're a statue, and then try to go for the candy, move. I'm like, oh.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have I think that's gonna probably have to happen.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea, and we
Hmm.
could put like a GoPro camera like attached to you or something. Because I thought about getting like the nun, like a life size Annabelle doll or a nun,
Hmm.
and putting it in my window with the light on. So when it gets really dark, the first thing you see is something looking at you through the window.
Some like glowing red eyes. Oh man,
And just have the camera outside recording every.
I would be like, that's the house that I want to go trick or treat and do. You know what? And that should be like a thing, right? Like
Mhm.
the scary stuff, and then when you knock, you get like those shots of fireball or something. Adult trick or treating.
Oh yeah, or yeah, adult trick or treating, or what is it, bird watch or bird box? Like you,
Oh yeah,
you can
that was
play that, and whoever gets caught, they have to drink a couple of shots.
that sounds like fun.
It does.
Oh, oh my gosh! So wife and I, we made a shot the other day. It was a caramel apple shot. It was just Crown apple and some sort of butterscotch, butterscotch something. I don't know what it was. I think it was like 99 something butterscotch. Woo! I it had been a while. I'm not a big drinker, but wow, And then she like drank like 2 right away, and I'm like,
Oh.
hey, you don't drink. You never drink Muslim. Oh yeah, it was definitely a day. But oh man, awesome. So I hear that you have an amazing Terminator impression. Can we hear it?
Yeah, I literally did this to my my boyfriend now. Like we went on our first date, and he dared
Uh-huh.
me to do it. He did the Terminator. We both can do the term. Maybe next time.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, bring him on. I'll bring my wife. It'll be like a weird podcast double date thing.
That would be perfect. Get to the chopper now. Do it how you say, Connor.
That is awesome. I actually
from a deep place.
oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I Terminator's probably one of my top favorite Arnold movies. That and Running Man are my favorite. There something about Running Man. I love that movie.
With Wesley Snipes. That's also my.
Was Wesley Snipes in that?
I believe so. I believe he was in it, or was in another film. But I know he is married into my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just found that out. I was like, wait, what?
That is so cool. Oh my! And I mean, with Blade, he was amazing at Blade, and like how that. I mean, wish, crap in one hand, wish I wish one was going to fill first. And I know he's had some legal problems and everything like that, but Wesley Snipes is an amazing martial artist, and he just was awesome in that role. And like he set that bar of like the martial arts and all that. And I can't the new guy for some reason his name escapes me.
Marshawn.
Yeah, I loved him in True Crime, but like, is he gonna be able to like do the jump kicks and stuff
It's
like that?
not gonna be the same. No one can replace Wesley Snipes when it comes to Blade. I mean, he was one of the first superheroes of
Yeah.
color, and you know, and growing up seeing that, I didn't really
Hmm.
get to see too much of it. When I saw him, I was like, yeah, I want to
Yeah.
be just like him when I grow up. And then people would get the haircuts like him and study martial arts and the swords and stuff. No one could replace him because, like, he hit the ground just so we could run with it
Yeah.
and create our own and stuff. So no one can really replace him. It's just unfortunate. I don't think he'll be in the new Blade movie, but it
Hmm.
would have been great if they made the new actor like his son, as if he had a kid out there he didn't know nothing about. That would
Yeah.
have made more sense opposed to just replacing him and doing a remake. We don't need a remake. We need more to the story. Like, does Blade have kids?
Hmm.
Does he fall in love? Does he have a love interest? Does he procreate eventually? Like,
Yeah.
that's what we need. We need to know more about that because it's very subtle with him. It's just like, all right, he's Blade, he kills vampires. And, he's also like part vampire, part human. He's like a hybrid. That's
Mhm.
all we pretty much know. And he could kick ass and oh, excuse my French, and
Oh, you're
fight,
good.
you know.
Yeah, I know, and they had it right from the start, and then you got I mean, and I haven't watched Interview with the Vampire, the new AMC show yet. I really want to. I got. Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. I got bored.
Did you, man? Oh
Yeah,
well.
because it's like the first, I say 10 to 15 minutes, you got to grasp the audience attention.
Mhm.
If you don't, it's just not going to go anywhere. You're going to lose the traction. Like, you're going to lose that momentum for the
Yeah.
rest of the season. And that's how a lot of shows get canceled. If your first episode is not fire or it's not on point where it's going to get everyone to tune in and the ratings aren't as high, you're going to get
Mhm.
canceled before you even get to season 2.
Andor. Oh my gosh. So I am a huge Star Wars fan. Obviously, my daughter's name is Leia. Now, I do not like Andor. Those first 2 episodes, exactly what you were saying, is like there's a slow burn, and then there's letting the fire go out. And once that fire is out, it's so hard to restart that again. And I mean, like I'm gonna stay up to midnight just to watch the new Marvel or Star Wars or something product, right? and Andor, I'm good. I'm good. If he, I mean, it was already a character. I'm like, oh, cool. Let's see what they do to make me want to care about this guy. I mean, I watched Rogue One to see, sadly them all die because that's how it happens. But man, I cannot find a way to care about Andor. It is getting better, but I still you don't have me back in yet.
No, I've tried watching it, and it was just like, Then I saw Hocus Pocus. I was like, yay, I'll watch that.
Yeah. And for all and for all the hate that She-Hulk gets, I love She-Hulk. Like me and my buddy Brian and my other podcast, Prevenge of the Nerds, man, like every episode we're like, don't get it. Don't get where all the hate. She-Hulk was made as a satire of Hulk. And she breaks the fourth wall. And she's not all about fighting. She's a freaking attorney. She fights with her mouth. And she has all the muscles to do whatever. Like, this is the character. This is ripped right out of the freaking comic. And so you toxic fandom want to complain about that. I don't get it. I don't get it. And She-Hulk is so freaking amazing. And we got Daredevil again.
Yeah, I feel like the actress that is in She-Hulk, she's amazing.
Oh, anyway. Orphan Black.
Yes, that was
my God.
It was amazing how she was able to play so many different characters all in one, because it's talent to separate yourself from one character to another, because these are established characters with different characteristics and different personality traits. So it takes extreme talent to be able to do that. Tap out and then tap into another.
Yeah, I mean, man, you took a character that I didn't really care about, but you did it right, which I'm gonna like. I mean, there's a lot of characters that I could care less about, but if you do it right, hey, I never thought we'd get a Black Adam movie. Like, who's Black Adam? I mean, like, Black Adam is the bad guy for Shazam. Well, when The Rock signs on to be Black Adam, he's no longer a bad guy anymore, and now he's the leader of the Justice League. But again, that goes back to DC, and like, really, who cares about DC right now? Like. Hopefully The Rock can change that, because I will say that the Justice Society with Dr. Fate as Pierce Brosnan and Artemis Hodges, is that his name? Who's Hawkman? Holy cow. That is the coolest freaking Hawkman ever. Stop, do not pass go, leave it right there. He's awesome. Please do not hurt him, because I want a JSA movie. I'm excited for that.
For it. And what's crazy? I know some of the cast members for that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of my friends, if they're not in a Marvel project, they're in the DC project.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I could always hit them up and be like, hey, when's the premiere? They're like, oh, it's such and such, you want to go? I'm like, freak yeah, I'm going. What?
Let me know Superman's in it.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it. I mean, yeah. I am not a Superman fan.
You're not?
I like him, but I think he's outdated. I don't. You can't hurt. The only way you can hurt Superman is emotionally, and I like my heroes that there's a balance to them. Like, my favorite superheroes for DC are Nightwing and Green Lantern. Kyle Rayner and John Stewart Green Lantern, and then Hal Jordan. That's my way. Kyle Rayner is like, give me Kyle Rayner. He's an artist who became a Green Lantern after they killed his girlfriend and stuffed her in the fridge. That's a pretty good way. And then he overcomes fear to be Will. I mean, I'm like, do that story. John Stewart, don't do the architect. Make him a Marine. Make him a Space Marine. Please. And if you're going to do it, make it Shamar Moore. Shamar Moore, please be John Stewart.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't really been seeing him like lately. He still is working.
SWAT.
I haven't seen him as active as like before, I guess. I don't know. COVID changed a lot of things, especially with different productions and shows. A lot of things got pushed back.
Yeah. And then other than that, it's Green Arrow. I was a huge fan of Green Arrow before the show came out to Stephen Amell. I prefer Green Arrow over Batman. I mean, I love Batman. Of course, I have a Batman tattoo, but Green Arrow, he never wants to get big. He wants to stay and he wants to fight injustice. He wants to fight, all the wrongs at the street. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be part of the Justice League. He just wants to. You're a bad guy. You're doing it wrong. I'm gonna put an arrow with a boxing glove. I'm gonna knock you out. It's stuff like that. That's why I love those characters. But then on the Marvel side, I prefer my Marvel to be X-Men more than Avengers.
X-Men. Yeah. Avengers. Well, I have to support my friends.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All of the Avengers. I still think it's pretty awesome. I could look at the screen and be like, oh, that's my friend right there. That's it. Kick his butt, But I never pick a fight with them, ever.
Oh, I bet not.
She does a spin kick off the wall. I'm like, listen, I'm not fighting with you. We're just going to hug it out, okay?
Right. I will give you a high five because that was awesome.
Yes. And we literally laugh about this
Mhm.
every other day. And she's like, you're so silly. I'm like, I'm so serious. I'm not fighting with you, ma'am.
So who's your favorite Avenger?
That's a tough one.
It is, isn't it? Because do you go movies or do you go comics? I mean, comics. Everybody's been an Avenger. Wolverine, Deadpool. They've all been. Spider-Man's been an Avenger.
I like Iron Man for some apparent reason.
Iron Man.
He's more realistic. I mean, just his story started. It's more realistic. I like him, and I would say Iron Man.
Okay. Yeah, that would be my choice too. Do you think we will ever have a shot at bringing Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man?
I
mean, he could be a Skrull. He could have been a Skrull.
They're gonna come out with another Avenger movie. If they do, it could be a high possibility, especially if fans are requesting it and the high demand is just a lot higher. Maybe, or maybe we might see a fragment of him, like maybe his spirit or ghost. Like, we just never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I know Ironheart is going to be part of Wakanda Forever. And Ironheart is Riri Williams, I think is what her last name is. And you could see her cut out the heart of Iron in the trailer. I'm pretty excited for Wakanda Forever as well. So it's gonna be awesome next couple months for movies. But we're gonna get some part of Ironheart anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually hoping I can go to the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm gonna pray on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they're gonna have it in Georgia, I'll probably end up going.
That's cool. Yeah, I usually get to go to the advanced screening for the theater, and that's always super fun. Except it's at midnight, and I'm 43 years old, and I have kids, so like staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm 31 and I'm in bed before 12. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't stay up all night. Like, I have to work, or, I have a whole 8-year-old. It's like 2 boys, and 1 child.
Right? Now, what would be a movie that you wish had a sequel?
That's a good one. I would say World War Z.
I don't, it was planned for a little while, and then they scrapped it. I think it was a victim of COVID, is what I think happened. But
yeah, World War Z was such an awesome film.
Mm-hmm.
What else was? The Horde, Fright Night, but then they messed up with Fright Night because they kept doing remakes instead of just
right.
And I'm just like, the newest one with Colin Farrell, like, he was a great selection, but it's just how everything played out. I didn't like it. And then part 2 was probably better,
Mm-hmm.
but that was it. And then no more.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I think I concur. There's some Stephen King movies that I wish had have sequels, but all stuff like that is too weird, and so you'd have to get the right person to do it.
Like
With
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet. Oh my gosh, yes.
That was
Probably one of the greatest werewolf movies ever.
Werewolf in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
That was another one. And the old version was cool. The new version was cool, but then that was it. They didn't do part 2 or part 3.
Yeah. Who was in the new one? Was it Tom that I can't even think of. I can't even think of. He was in a movie with Mark Paul Gosselaar. And I can't
I
remember
can't
that.
remember his name either.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
all right.
remember it being a great movie. Or Blood and Chocolate. That was
Another good. Yep, another good movie.
yeah. They went nowhere with it. I was like, what are you doing? You know, like this
You
is
started a great universe.
right, exactly. But the one movie I know they did really good was Underworld.
Yes. Oh my
Underworld
gosh.
was like my absolute favorite. And then the actress that played Celine, she did amazing. And Michael. The only thing that I didn't like was that they got rid of Michael in I think the third or fourth one. And I was like, he's important. Why would you?
Right, and then they did the weird like prequel one, and then they came back and did another one with Celine. Yeah, definitely like that Underworld world would be awesome if they could bring it back in some shape or form. Did you know they're making a Back to the Future musical?
No.
Yeah.
We don't need that musical.
I mean, I don't know how you're going to show the DeLorean.
We don't need the musical.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue against musicals. I don't think everything should be a musical. If it is, make it more creative and more original, opposed to just like straight from the script or the paper.
Yeah.
Just make it more intriguing and interesting. Because there was a musical, Lady Sings the Blues in Chicago, and I've seen the other musicals. Not gonna lie, I mean it was great, but it didn't keep me in tune. But the way that they did it at I think Theater 47 was phenomenal. The show was packed and sold out every night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So, what are appropriate songs to automatically rock out whenever or whatever you're doing? So, what's a song that every time it comes on, you got to get the air drums, you got to get the air guitar, you got to what are your rock out songs?
Oh yeah, definitely Deftones, Change by Deftones.
Yes. You're hitting the early 2000s.
I love Deftones, or like
Yes.
the whole soundtrack of Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah and Lestat too.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis wrote all the songs on that album from Korn, but because he was under contract through Korn, he couldn't perform them on the album. So that's why there was guest singers on all the songs for Queen of the Damned.
I know Lestat too because the actor that plays Lestat, Stuart Townsend, he's not a singer. And so I actually had a conversation with him recently because I'm working on a vampire movie. And
awesome.
Got a support. So I was super like shocked and happy that I got a response from him. But I say the whole soundtrack for Queen of the Damned, and then what is it? Flyleaf, All Around Me, and there's another one from the Daredevil soundtrack. It's like the main song. I think it's called Wake Me Up.
Yeah, Evanescence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love that song. It's a few others too. I would say not Diplo, Steve Aoki or Steve Aoki. That's another really one, like because he does a mixture with both.
Yeah.
And, Black Veil Brides.
Yeah. Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I listen to all that. Like my playlist is so long, especially if I'm swinging swords at home. Just.
That's right. Yes. So how is that going? How's the sword training?
Oh, it's good. No one bothers me, especially if I'm like training outside and then my neighbor's like, Oh, we know not to bother. And then boyfriend, he's like, swing the sword again. He showed me. I was like, yeah, you swing like this, that, that. And then my daughter, she
Uh,
tried to do it with like her plastic sword, her
yeah,
like.
yeah.
And I had a proud mommy moment. I was like, no, I don't think you should know this. And she's like,
I mean, you know, credit cards and tea.
yeah.
I mean, let's add lightsabers in there as well. You know, hey.
Right, yeah, lifesavers. And then I'm that parent, and I'll be like, I'm Batman. Like she'll be asleep, and I'll be like this, I'm Batman. And then she'll wake up like, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm the same way. Like, my wife's like, stop being a child. I'm like, I
No.
can't. I can't. I like. I got into a straw. There's this little cafe here in town. It's only open Monday through Thursday from 6 to 11 a.m. And it's man, it's like one of our favorite breakfasts. Is that what breakfast is? Anyway, so my kid and I, we have to like blow straw wrappers at each other, and she hits me all the time. This time I got her, and the one that she went way over my head and landed in a different seat. It was pretty comical. It was pretty awesome.
Aw.
Awesome. So I have a little game I want to play. We're gonna play a little bit of this or that. So I'm gonna give you two choices. You're gonna say which one you like better. I think I know. I'm gonna know the first one. Marvel or DC?
And I have to say this or that.
You could just pick one. Marvel or DC. Yeah.
Marvel.
Marvel. Okay. Comic books or books?
Comic books.
Yep, I'm with you there too. All right. The Karate Kid or Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai.
All right. Amazon or Walmart?
I'm gonna go with Walmart. No,
Okay.
no. Sorry. Take that back. Amazon. I do
Gotcha.
not like Walmart.
Pineapple on pizza or candy corn on pizza?
I'm gonna go with pineapples.
Okay. People who talk on the phone in the bathroom or people who talk on the phone in Walmart?
People who talk on the phone in Walmart.
I don't, isn't it weird like when you're in the bathroom people are like FaceTiming and talking? It weirds me out.
It's super uncomfortable because
Mhm.
that's when you want your peace and quiet and solitude. You don't want to be bothered. You just want to handle your business and
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah. And I like one thing I never get, especially for guys, why do guys go to there's 3 urinals. If there's no one there, you don't go to the middle. You don't, because I don't want to pee next to you. Go to one of the sides. It's okay to have a little break.
I think it's the curiosity.
Yeah, kill the
People
cat.
are people are weird.
Yeah, and usually I like that. I like weird people.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah. I deal with enough weirdness. Honestly, I have a lot of weird things that happen to me. I like normalcy.
right. A good little shot of normal every now and then to keep you sane.
Yeah, see, normalcy don't happen in my life. Like, let's just say on Halloween last year, I watched Man. Next thing you know, there is a wasp nest that burst through the wall of my kitchen. It was 200 wasps that came in with the queen and started stinging me. I had to duct tape my mattress to the kitchen entrance so they wouldn't come in. After watching Candyman, I don't even watch Candy. I don't even like Candy. I don't watch Candyman. Anything related, nothing.
Whoa, that is, oh my gosh, wow. I probably would have burned down the place. I'm wasp. So every summer we get this little wasp nest, and over the carport where I park my car at our house.
Mhm.
And the first time, then this is probably 5 years ago, I guess now, I pulled in, and Leia I just picked her from school, and so she was 5. She's like 5 or 6 at the time. And here, and I didn't see it till after I opened up the door. I saw all these freaking wasps just flying around like 2 feet over her head, and I'm like, "A kid, run to the door, run to the door. So I sat there making sure that she didn't get stung so I could swat at anything that came her way. But yeah, so she got there. She was like, "Why?" I'm like, "We're gonna have a race. We're gonna have a race." And then we got there, and then I had to buy so many cans of that wasp spray. Oh, no thanks. Wasps are evil assholes.
Yeah, when you spray them, they get agitated. But I know you have to burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like when I had the issue, they tried to spray it. He almost flipped off the balcony. I'm holding on to him for dear life so that he doesn't flip off the balcony. I'm on the top floor, and I'm just freaking out. They're stinging me. They're stinging him. It was crazy. So that's why I say it's never a dull moment with me.
Awesome. All right. So, video games or board games?
Video games.
What's your favorite video game?
Probably Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Resident Evil, Evil Dead, from Dawn, and Dead or Alive.
Very cool. Very cool. We used to play the hardcore video games, and then my PlayStation 4 broke, and so I got rid of all my PlayStation games, and I'm like, I haven't missed it. It's the weirdest thing. I had just beaten Ghost of Tsushima, and I definitely want to get a PS5 down the road, but yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, I had muted myself.
Oh, you're good. All right, dad joke or riddle?
Dad joke.
So, do you know when a joke becomes a dad joke?
Yes.
When it's apparent.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Zombies or vampires?
Zombies.
Awesome. High five. Bad breath or body odor?
I don't. That's a hard one. I'm struggling because, like, I don't want to deal with bad breath because then it's going to arch my eyebrows. It's already arched. I don't have eyebrows. So I'm going to keep the ones that I got. Probably bad body odor.
Okay.
Then I get maneuvered. Bad breath, I feel like you have to talk to them. They're going to be in your face.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I did our trivia night at the theater, and my buddy came in, and he had just got back from Vietnam, and brought in some freeze dried durian fruit, which is the worst smelling fruit in the world, apparently. And he's like, "Here you go." So like I had my buddy videotape it, and I put it on our social media and everything for BB Theaters, and it was horrible. I mean, like, it didn't originally taste bad. I had to go and like to drink like 2 or 3 just straight glasses of soda. I think I did like Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Mountain Dew just to try to. But then even 2 hours later, my buddy that I do trivia with, he's like, "Dude, your breath still stinks." I was like,
"Oh wow,
sorry, buddy." All right, robots or dinosaurs?
Robots.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty?
Half full.
Okay. Passwords or secret handshakes?
Secret handshakes.
Haha, yes. Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Okay. Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Okay. Owe money or owe a favor?
Old money.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. And your daughter, she can get it. Salad or sandwich?
Sandwich.
Okay. Movie or TV show?
TV show.
Awesome. All right. Andrea, thank you so much for leveling up my awesome today.
Thank you for
me. Yeah, this is so much fun. So where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me at redemptionimages.com. All of my social media handles is Redemption Images. Also, Instagram, Andrea the Creator, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. That's where you'll find all my updates and upcoming films.
Awesome. I will definitely. I don't think I added you on TikTok yet, but I definitely will. So, you can tweet at me at Fandemic3. Message me on Facebook at the Fandemic. Now active on TikTok at the Fandemic1. I do comic book reviews, kind of just a smorgasbord of whatever I feel is interesting at the time. You can also please don't forget to get my children's book, Leveling Up My Awesome. Yes, I literally wrote the book on leveling up your awesome. If you want to support the show, there are several ways to do so. One, you can buy me a coffee and I will cheers you on the next episode at buymeacoffee.com/the Fandemic. Find me on Patreon at patreon.com/PVOTN There's no slash there. You can become an episode assistant, episode producer, a prevenge producer like Stacy did, or become part of the Council of Nerds. Yes, you could be part of the con for $5 a month. Become a monthly supporter on Anchor at anchor.fm/Fandemic or PVOTN, or just share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Andrea, I think we hit max levels of awesome for the day. Do you have any parting words to live by, words of awesomeness? Your be excellent to each other.
Yes. If you're ever going through anything that's life changing in your life, just remember that all storms are temporary and they last for the moment, but the sun and the light will always shine through.
I absolutely love that. And I love what you're doing. I look forward to doing more podcasts with you because this was super interesting. And the whole double date thing, I think I could talk my wife into it because I doubt she's not much of a podcast person, but I think I could definitely talk her into it. This was so much fun. So much fun. Have a wonderful day. And I'll end this by saying we're all playing the same game in life, just on a different level. Thanks for catching up. You're welcome for leveling up your awesome. Live free or die empty. Have a great day.